One of my subscriber asking kindly about optical cable. His question: why don't people use fiber connections? Why have this insane bottleneck of heat, plastic aging, imperfect contact, and other bottleneck? Go to fiber people and the info is wrong about that. Whire connections can sustain 40 GB constantly, work can only keep a 100 MB of bandwidth. The 40 GB is the peak performance of the connectivity standard. If we can use fiber in networks, why stop there? Using fiber optic connections in networks does offer numerous advantages over traditional copper-based connections, especially in terms of speed, reliability, and data transmission distance. Fiber optic cables use light signals to transmit data, which allows them to achieve significantly higher data rates and bandwidth capabilities compared to copper cables. Here are some key reasons why people don't universally use fiber connections. Cost: fiber optic cables are generally more expensive to manufacture and install than copper cables. The cost factor can be a significant consideration, especially in large-scale deployments. Compatibility: many existing network infrastructures are based on copper cables, and transitioning to fiber optic connections may require extensive changes and upgrades, which can be both costly and time-consuming. Complexity: working with fiber optic cables requires specialized tools and knowledge. Copper cables are more straightforward to install and troubleshoot, making them more accessible to a wider range of technicians and users. Accessibility: copper cables are more common and widely available, making them easier to procure in various lengths and configurations. Distance limitations: while fiber optic cables can transmit data over much longer distances without signal degradation, in many cases, the distances required for local networks or consumer applications are well within the capabilities of copper cables. Adaptability: copper cables are backward compatible with older network equipment, which allows for smoother transitions and avoids the need for a complete overhaul of the infrastructure. Interoperability: while fiber optic connections offer significant benefits in certain scenarios, the end-to-end network infrastructure, including servers, routers, switches, and other devices, needs to support and take full advantage of fiber optic capabilities to achieve the best results. Consumer demand: for everyday consumer applications, such as home internet connections and standard office networks, the data rates provided by copper cables are often sufficient for typical usage. The need for fiber optic connections might not be as critical for average users, especially considering the cost difference. It's worth noting that fiber optic technology is becoming increasingly prevalent in high-speed data transmission, especially in data centers, enterprise-level networks, and long-distance communication links. As technology advances and costs decrease, we may see more widespread adoption of fiber optic connections in the future. However, for now, a combination of copper and fiber optic connections is used, with each being applied in scenarios where they offer the most significant advantages.